Welcome to Acoustic Corner. I'm Steve Rothenberg, and each week we'll explore the world of acoustic music, from blues to bluegrass, classical, flamenco, and fingerstyle guitar, and everything in between. We'll feature live performances by some of the best musicians and bands in the Denver area, and visit local guitar shops and luthiers to discover where you can find yourself a beautiful custom-made guitar, banjo, or mandolin. For those of you interested in learning how to play guitar or improving your skills, you'll find lessons on how to play fingerstyle guitar, blues guitar, as well as other popular styles. Join us each week for a tour through the acoustic music landscape. There's something for everyone at Acoustic Corner. Hi, I'm here with my friend Gordon Close. We're at Elite Sound. It's at 3535 South Platte River Drive in Englewood, right near Hamden and River Point Parkway. And it's a great guitar shop. You know, Gordon's been on the show a couple of times before. And we've recently done a set of concerts here that you'll see on the episode you're about to see in upcoming episodes, where we have a number of fine local musicians who've come and perform, using actually this wall of very interesting objects as their backdrop. So I figured I'd talk to Gordon a bit, and he can take us on a tour. There's some things here that you won't see many places, and except for here. So what do you have to, what should we start off with?
Steve, we have a couple of very interesting items, I think, that were kind of hidden when the bands were playing here and standing here because they're down low. But we do have a wall of real nice lap steels and amps that match, which are kind of fun. But one of the items that I thought it would be fun to talk about and point out to people is the original first electric guitar ever produced. Way back in the early days, where most of our audience didn't exist at that time, we didn't have electric guitars. We actually had to have someone invent that, and that was done by Mr. Rickenbacker. And he came out with a guitar that's right here in this case. And it was a lap steel also. So
this is a Rickenbacker?
This is a Rickenbacker.
What year?
And 1932.
No kidding.
And so they developed an electric pickup. This is metal all the way around. Now the Rickenbackers that you see with a pickup like this, it's all plastic, and the pickup is done underneath. But this was an actual electronic field. This is number 100 that it was produced.
Wow.
And it was
thing must weigh about 15 pounds.
Yeah. And it was nicknamed the frying pan.
I can see why.
Okay, it looks like a frying pan.
It looks like there's some egg white stains on here.
Very good.
And look at the instead of, this is funny. This is great. Instead of frets, there's actually
it's scallops.
It's scallops.
Yeah.
So when you push the string down, you're on the wave.
That, or it was used with a bar, with a steel, what we call a steel now.
But you could fret this.
You could. Yeah. You actually could.
Okay.
And it came with an original cable.
Oh yeah.
And of course, this is before they were rubber, you know. And so we have an original cord that came along with the guitar.
And a simple volume control, looks like.
That's right. And one of the things that people don't realize in a guitar like this, or developing an electric guitar, is that you can't have an electric guitar unless you have an amplifier, because you have to have something to play it through. And so if you're going to invent an electric guitar, you have to invent an amp. Yeah. So you have two processes going here. So what he did was he came up with an amplifier, and it's small, but it's very heavy. It has a power transformer in there that must weigh 10 pounds. But because this was so delicate and very special at that time, he didn't want it to be damaged when you carry it, so he built a box for it, and you actually drop the amp down inside of the box to carry the amp wherever you go. And it affectionately then became known as the black box. How clever were these people?
The frying pan and the black box.
Frying pan and the black box. Right. So this was the original electric guitar as a package. Right. And it started everything that we hear and know of today, which is pretty darn exciting.
Well, and I mean, not that we'll plug it in, but it would work today if you...
Yes, it does. And it's a very mellow sound. It's a very rich sound.
Maybe I'll borrow it for some recording session.
Do
there,
some session work with it.
Yeah, I'll have to, and you use a rolling pin to, to fret
We can
the
get you a
chords.
steel,
Steel,
something to
thanks.
use. That's true.
Now this one here, this is about as old as you probably have in the store. This
I think it is.
From the Civil War.
This is a zither. It's kind of hard to see probably at an angle, but whoop,
Don't drop it now.
isn't that really pretty? It's sort of a
It's the Schwarzer, Franz Schwarzer, made in Missouri.
isn't that unique?
Yeah.
It sounds so German, and yet it was made in Missouri. But the incredible inlay all the way around, the binding and so on. It's a cherry wood, and if you would, Steve, why don't you turn it over? Turn it upside down. There you go.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
And I hope you can get a good angle at that, because the wood in the back of this instrument is just absolutely gorgeous.
Right.
This is the year on this. Let's be absolutely sure. Is we can find it 1873. So that's definitely Civil War.
Well, right after, anyway.
Right after, and it is really one of the oldest I think that we do have around here.
Yeah.
And along with that, we were able to collect a book that was written in 1884.
Well, this is patent October 26, 1866.
1866.
So that's when
okay.
this.
And we have a book on 1884 on how to play the zither. And if you will give me a little time, I would like
I'd like to
our
learn.
audience to hear about this.
You talk and I'll learn how to play.
All right. I want pretty music going on. Here we go. If you can think about how people wrote, and not necessarily how they spoke to each other, but how you would see the written word, so to speak, in papers and magazines and so on, it's rather unique way back in the 1800s. And this goes like this. And I won't go through the whole thing, but it's also written in German. So it's all in English and all in German, so if we get confused in English, we can translate
for the people
it.
who are watching in Germany, they'll maybe appreciate it.
They'd love it, that's right. A complete zither of the latest, and think about how this is written and how we talk to each other today in just lesson books, okay? Mel Bay would love this. Complete zither of the latest construction has on the finger or touch board 5 strings, upon which the melody is played. The ribs determine the highness or lowness of the tone. Ribs being what we call frets.
Frets.
Right.
Ribs. They look like ribs.
The white dots afford assistance to the eye. We would normally sit there and say, have position markers, tell you whether it's 5, 10, or whatever. Besides the 5 melody strings, there are 12 accompaniment strings and 14 bass strings. Lay the zither from right to left in a somewhat oblique position upon the table. Not too near, not too far.
Right, but so this is played on. I would
play it flat. It's not like an auto harp.
Oh, it's not. Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
So that the arms and hands, your arms and hands, can be moved in an easy and comfortable manner.
Oh, absolutely.
We would tell our students, sit there, put the guitar on your lap, and make sure that your elbows are down.
Maybe they got paid by the word.
I think they must have. Head and body must be in a quiet, free, and unstrained position. Every unnecessary movement should be avoided.
Unnecessary.
And you follow those instructions, you become a perfect zither player, I'm sure.
Well, you know what? One of these, maybe some episode coming up, we'll actually, I'll learn how to play. We'll come back and play some zither. Or maybe not, but either way.
Or I think, Steve, if you have a little time to just shoot, we can show them how to tune this thing.
Oh, could be. Well, maybe we'll get
3.5 hours later or something.
Well, if you want to learn more about the zither, or how to tune it, how to play it, or anything else about this or any other instrument or Gordon's shop, you know where to find us. So enjoy the music coming up, because you'll see shortly some fine musicians playing against this fine backdrop. So thanks a lot, Gordon.
You're very welcome.
Hi, I'm Steve Rothenberg, and we're here at the Elite Sound Guitar Shop at 3535 South Platte River Drive in Englewood, where we're going to hear some fine music from some of my oldest friends and some great musicians too.
Really old.
Well, yeah. I'm here with Mark and Kimberly Chirac, who I've known for many years, and we've had quite a bit of fun time playing together. But you guys have been off on your own doing some stuff up in the mountains. What are you guys involved with right now?
Well, we have our own little band called Troublesome Gulch, and that's named after a little place up in Kittredge where she first moved here to Colorado.
Isn't that Gary Hart's? Was he? Oh, okay. We won't talk about him. But I think that's the one we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. You have something to say about that?
I have nothing to say. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, good. So you're playing. You're doing a lot of gospel and also your own compositions.
We play country, bluegrass, a little bit of bluegrass gospel music, and play some originals, and pretty much play what is needed to suit at the time.
Now, you guys are involved with the Mountain Rose Acoustic Society. Is that Greg's playing? Yeah. Greg Blake, who's a fine player, who you probably saw if you caught the Mountain Holler episode where Greg Blake and Jake and Ender and Mountain Holler, we got them at the White Fence Farm. So you're playing with Greg.
We actually play with Greg at least once or twice a week because we are in the praise band at the church. So we have a great time with that. And he actually sits in with Troublesome Gulch whenever he's not booked out with one of his other projects. So we're real blessed to have him around.
So how much of an influence are you on what Mark's writing these days? You know, he's been writing for a long time, way before he knew you. And I know that for a fact. So any of your imprint on some of these things?
I don't know about his writing. He writes a lot of songs, and I guess I have influenced some. He's writing a lot of stuff about rebirth and regrowth and new love, and so that fits.
A nice topic in these less optimistic times. I look forward to hearing more of you, and I know we're going to hear some of what you are performing these days, and you'll hear that coming up soon here. So thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to getting together in the future and doing a little picking.
Love that.
Absolutely. Please drop on out to our website anytime at Reverb Nation, Troublesome Gulch.
Okay, I recommend that. I like that. Okay.
I
Hi, I'm Steve Rothenberg, and I'm here with Joey Michael at Elite Sound, a great guitar shop in Englewood at 3535 South Platte River Drive. And we've been recording a bunch of local artists here over the course of a few weeks, and you've probably seen some of the episodes, perhaps, of the people we've captured on film before. But Joey's got a great individual style, and how long have you been playing what you've been doing here? Is this something recent, or have you developed it over a long period of time?
I started playing guitar when I was about 12, but this style really didn't come into my life until about 2009. Right. So this would be starting my third year doing this.
Right. So you're probably wondering what that style is, but can you just play us a little snippet with some percussion and some, I don't know how you bend those harmonic notes, but man, I'd like to learn how to do that. So give us a little taste here.
A lot of it's like the bending the harmonics, just the neck. So it's
So you're actually bending the neck slightly by, right. Okay.
I mean, a lot of people don't do it because they're so scared of the neck breaking.
Right.
I've done a lot of research, and it's a very fine line when you cross it, but it takes a lot of torque to do it. So.
Oh, I see. So okay. So do you have to check your alignment every 10,000 miles on your guitar? Yeah. So where can people hear some of your music besides on our show?
I'm on Reverb Nation and Bandcamp, and then Facebook, of course. So.
Right. Excellent. Well, I
also play out Wednesdays normally at the Michelangelo's open mic, and then
yes, I know that place well.
And then sometimes I have gigs downtown, but not too often.
So are you? Do you? This stuff must be original since it's got such a unique style. Although there are people who play this kind of style, I'm sure. You know, it reminds me of Victor Boutin playing the bass. You've got a lot of slap and percussion going on there, but. And that's a beautiful guitar too. I know I mentioned it earlier. This is an Irish-made, handmade guitar.
Avalon. Yeah.
Avalon.
Yep, it's
Excellent.
the Avalon L32. So.
Well, we're going to get to hear that shortly. Yeah. So, well, I'm sure you'll enjoy this, as I know I will. I've heard you a couple of times, and I hope that people get wind of you and start visiting your site.
Thank you.
So let's hear what Joey has to say. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching the show, and if you play and you'd like to be on the show, or if you know somebody who might like to be, or if you know of a venue that you think might be a good one for us to come down and shoot, why don't you contact us at the email address you see on the screen, and we'd love to have you on.